think it's time to blow this scene. Get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
So welcome back, everyone, to episode 3 of From the Blue Room. I'm one of your hosts, Sean.
And this is your co-host, Jamal.
And this week we're taking a look at Shaman King, a manga that ran
from June 30th, 1998 to August 30th, 2004. This is written by Hiroyuki Takei. And again, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, so please don't kill me on the comment section. But yeah, it has 32 volumes, and it's pretty hard to talk about.
Yeah, a little bit. How long did the anime run for it again?
Yes, they had an anime, and the anime ran from July 4th, 2001 to September 25th, 2002. It had 64 episodes, so this is a little different. The anime ended before the manga.
And whenever that happens, there's always, like...
a difference between endings and stuff.
Yeah, which is understandable, because it's like the creators they get commissioned to create a number of episodes, and so if they don't know how it's going to end...
They just rush it.
They create...
Game of Thrones style.
We're not on time. But... so it happened. The manga does end differently than the show, and they do a pretty decent job, I feel like, the anime, as staying relatively consistent with the beginning of Shaman King and even like the midsection, but it's like towards the ending, stuff definitely changed, stuff definitely goes differently, and it changes, and that it happens.
Yeah.
It's like Jamal said at the beginning, this one, we went into it with like nostalgia lenses completely over our eyes, like, because we both read this as kids, and we're like, oh yeah, let's talk about Shaman King. It's gonna be easy. It's gonna be this hype action adventure saga that happens with this boy going from his hometown, traveling across the world to like this spiritual world, to capture a
great spirit and become the Shaman King.
Like, that sounds dope. It's basically a tournament-based anime or manga where it follows a guy going through different conflicts and stuff like that. And then we start reading it. It took us about 2 weeks to read it because it's like 300 plus chapters, and we're slow readers.
And we have work and jobs and life stuff.
But every time I sat down to make myself read it, it felt like I was forcing myself to read this, and I wanted to jump to a different manga and read that instead. The characters didn't really pull me in as much as it did when I was younger, which surprised the shit out of me, because I dig this as like...
Yeah, I thought Yo as a kid was really cool. Had the headphones, listen to music, stuff like that.
You know something I noticed too? In the very first chapter, does he show up to class without a t-shirt on?
Yeah, he didn't.
It's just like his shirt open.
I think he did. I'm not sure. I only the first day.
The first day when he showed up, did he? I feel like he didn't have a t-shirt on. It was just like bare chest.
Maybe we were just so used to him looking like that in a lot of casual settings.
It's just like he.
Yeah, it was really relaxed.
I love his character design, like with the headphones and like this laid back, chill character. It's kind of different from the normal shonen protagonist that we get. Mm-hmm. It's not like he's not high energy. He's not really annoying.
He's not moody.
Nah, he's not moody. Yo's attitude
is
throughout the entire thing.
He's like a hippie, dude.
You see him get angry how many times? Shit, by the end of it, he looks like a hippie with that long hair. And he have like a bead.
No offense to hippies out there. Okay, but yeah. He's just really, he's a laid back character. He's really chilled, man. He's like, his biggest goal was saying like he wants to be Shaman King just to have a normal, easy life. So that was it. Pretty much be a bum, yeah? Pretty much.
That's jokes. I fuck kind of with that vibe. Just chilling all day and listening to music is... I wouldn't be mad at that life. But back to the... What was it to you that, like, while reading it, because you had a difficult time reading it too, huh?
Yeah, man. I was reading it thinking, like, oh, yeah, Shaman King. I watched it as a kid. This is going to be, it's easy. And I was reading it. It started off really well. Made the characters. I met his rival, Ren. And I was like,
consider Ren his main rival, or Because he in the beginning,
he was
beginning half. He's like the main antagonist.
The shaman that he's fighting against. Yeah, he was.
Eventually, it turns. This is gonna be full of spoilers. I really don't feel like I have to give a warning because this was written way back then.
Yeah, but this is a review, so yeah, there will be spoilers.
But because the main overarching enemy is his brother.
Yeah, his brother Hao. In English, his name is Zeke, but I'm gonna go with the Japanese name they gave him. So his name is Hao. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, I'm not sure, but Hao.
So that's I remember really digging him as a character.
Yeah,
as a kid. Like I really liked his design. I still kind of liked
his design. Yeah, his design's cool.
His design it's like it's basically
with longer hair,
and like he had like a cooler swagger.
Yeah, and his answer, he has the spirit of a
fire.
His spirit was a spirit of fire, and his ancestor is living within him. The Hao Asakura from like 1,000 years ago, 500 years ago. It's like some kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh type stuff. But this guy is kind of an asshole and he wants to kill everybody.
Yeah, but his whole thing is like humanity, which is low key true. Humanity is like destroying the planet, and we don't care about nature or environment, and we're kind of disconnected from it now. And so why not just wipe us out because we're destroying nature? And he cares more about that than he does us. And then the fact that humans killed his...
humans killed his mom. So it's like, destroy all humans. Shout out to the game coming out. Remake is Destroy All Humans.
But overall, and then they I don't know. I just like every conflict that they got into, I was like, do I really feel invested? Do I really care?
Yeah, it just kept jumping. Like, they were time skipping. Like, when they first started, they're like 12 years old or something. I was like, dude, they're like really young. And then people are getting murdered and killed.
Ren actually kills.
Yeah, Ren actually killed an exam tester named Chrome just to kill him for. Like, you didn't have to do that.
Well, it was part of the exam. It was
all you had to do was get a hit, and if you get a hit, you pass. This man dead ass killed him, and he got the hit, and he wanted more. That was some crazy ass shit. But they explained his character that his dad was like an asshole to him, but he ended up changing. He was like a Vegeta type character where he got beat, and then he became friends with the main character, and his whole mindset goal changed. But like he said,
he gets a change of heart.
Yeah, he gets a change of heart. He gets his change of heart, and there's a lot of characters that are introduced, like Ryu, who was started off as a bad guy, wanting to find his best place.
I wouldn't consider him a bad guy, Ryu.
Yeah, he really wasn't. He was just
like he was just a kid who was wandering around. He low key a bully,
looking for a place to be.
Yeah, but like I wouldn't consider him a bully because he always got fucked up or beat up by everyone.
Yeah, because he was an asshole. Well, okay, he started off as the main antagonist. He was the first one.
I guess so. Yeah. So but it's what we were talking about. It follows that cycle of like taking a enemy and turning that enemy into a friend.
Mm-hmm.
It's like this manga did that with like almost every encounter.
Yeah, some people were just like, okay.
And I don't know if that's maybe why, because even the main dude, like we were talking about, his brother, he, like, I want to call him a friend, but the very last 3 or so chapters is them trying to like convince him to be cool
and not destroy everybody. Hey, yo, man, we can change, bro. We can change. Give us an opportunity.
It's like, I guess I get that template because like Yo is supposed to be this loving, laid back dude who really just wants everyone to be chill.
Yeah, Bob Marley, man.
Love one another. But he doesn't really want to fight. I think there's like there's a few times throughout the manga that he gets.
It's pretty much when his friends are endangered and stuff.
When Mata gets
beat up, he's gonna get he got mad.
Who was hurting him? Foss, the doctor?
Yeah, dude? When he was cut. Oh my god, dude was cutting him up. Yeah, this manga, I didn't remember it being this gruesome like that. Not Rock Lee. That Bruce Lee guy. Yeah. How he was like literally murdered so he could become a puppet.
I feel like that was in the show.
It was, but it wasn't like that deep. Like they just, I don't know. Maybe I was a kid. Like I said, I was a kid.
I think we might have just lost, because the one thing I did like about Shaman King as a kid is because it did have a dark overtone. It was like they're talking about shamans
and
like,
spirits and the dead and stuff.
Ghosts. So it still had like a gothic, dark feeling to it that I really enjoyed. Even while reading it, it still carried that feeling. I know when you first got here, we were talking about how we liked the aspect of like it wasn't just like Japanese shamans, it wasn't just Chinese shamans or like Asian shamans.
Or Europe.
It was like he really talked about because there's shamans
all over the world.
In every culture, there's been like a shaman, someone to commune with the dead, to pass spirits on and stuff like that. And I really enjoyed the fact that he like touched on all of those. So that's like a super positive thing about Shaman King. Another super positive thing we were talking about is, or for me anyway, I don't like the fact when they introduce villains, right? And they build a villain up to be like all powerful, like next level shit. Like this dude is the hardest dude you have ever fought, and then somehow in the final conflict, the main character is able to beat him. Maybe it's because I'm just like a pessimist, and I like sad endings. I like when the main guy loses.
This man does not like the good guy versus bad guy, good guy winning dynamic. But yeah, I get that. I get what you mean.
Like I get it. Sometimes it happens, but like, don't put this nigga on like a pedestal and just be like, oh.
Yeah, we're gonna wipe you. Oh, you mean what they did to Madara? But that's I don't want to go off to another. I don't want to digress. But yeah, I know what you mean. You said that you liked it that how was able to be this all powerful being. Like he said, I'm gonna be Shaman King. He did it, and then like I'm omnipotent, and you can't beat me. And they're we can't beat
the
you.
Fact you made him Shaman King, and then you beat God.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying there's not time and places for that, because there's an anime that the whole thing is about it is like meeting a conflict that's so hard that you have to evolve to beat that conflict. You have to become a whole nother person and being to be able to beat that conflict. I get that. There's times for that, but don't build someone who is. It's like it's plot armor for the main character sometimes, where it's just like
or some Deus Ex Machina thing where just something out of nowhere for plot's sake to beat him.
Yeah.
Like where did he get this? Because they kept bringing up like, oh, you know how it's called Furoku, or I'm gonna call it spirit energy.
I think in the anime they called it.
So his spirit energy is like they say it's 1.2 million. Yeah. So like, bro, and everybody else is like trash. Like what? Like they had to die to raise it up.
Yeah, because like there's like saga or arc basically where goes and does this training, and I really did. I'm saying that we didn't enjoy it, but there
were great parts in it.
There was great parts. I really liked the aspect when it was went and did his training
in that cave.
In the cave, because it's like to be a shaman, you're supposed to be able to quiet your mind. You have to be calm-headed. You have to be able to commune with the dead. You have to have this mental clarity, and like went into a tunnel without food, without water. He fasted basically, which is like a super common thing for like spiritual people to fast. Like they didn't outright say that is fasting, right? But he didn't have food or water
for like weeks or a month.
It was a week. He was in there for 7 days without food or water and complete darkness. It was just him and his mind. And like I really enjoy that part because in a bunch of like religious texts, when you read it, it talks about individuals who fasted to quiet their mind without food or water. They're able to get this spiritual connection, and like, of course, after doing that, comes out stronger. He got a deeper spiritual connection. I was like, that's a very...
But then they abuse it because they already told you that you have to, in order to raise your spirit energy, you have to die. Right. So at the point, like, people were just dying and coming back, and I was like, dude, come on, man. Like, I can't like. I know in some animes, like Dragon Ball Z, they will die and bring them back with a Dragon Ball. But that's this one took it to the point where I'm like, they're dying, but they're not getting stronger in Dragon Ball Z when they do it. These people are dying and coming.
It's like the main way you go Super Saiyan in Dragon Ball is you have to basically have like a near death experience.
Oh, okay.
Like in the very beginning, it's like Goku gets the shit beat out of him when he first gets to
Frieza Saga, right?
The Frieza Saga, when he first gets to Namek.
He triggered it by Boy's death.
But he almost died though too, right?
No, man.
Because he was in that, like, he had there's like a whole part where Goku isn't fighting the bad guy.
Yeah, he was in the hyperbolic time. I'm not. Oh,
No,
wrong.
he was
Sorry.
in-
He was in that. He was in that.
He was in the
Yeah.
tube getting healed.
He was getting
because
to. Yeah.
got,
Cause,
like, fucked
no.
After he fought
That Ginyu Force dude.
Yes.
Remember that dude took over his body and he was a frog, and then he was like, they were like effing him up and stuff, and then he was like, "Yo, man, Goku, we gotta heal him up because he got effed up."
Yeah.
Yeah, so, no,
right.
they didn't die and get stronger.
He got triggered after Krillin got hit.
Yeah, that was his trigger.
He had to get like incredible
Or
anger.
okay, when Vegeta first turned Super Saiyan, remember he pushed himself into like near death experience to do it, or he did some kind of intense ass training and on some mountain rock thing, and then he ended up going Super Saiyan. We're not gonna talk about how he goes Super Saiyan 4, but like I was trying to say to my point is that in Shaman King they were dying and building up their energy, building like at a point I was like, dude,
Because like how
many times have you died?
Earlier in the chapters, I want to say it's like around 50 or 60. It's like probably, I forget which volume, but like Yo's grandpa explains this like in-world mechanic that to increase your spiritual power or your spiritual power,
spirit energy,
you have to die. Because when you're born with a set
amount of spitter, yeah.
And then eventually, when you die, that power can increases. I was like, cool. You're building the rules of your world. But that's something I didn't notice, that they kind of broke that. Or they didn't break them.
They just started abusing it, and I was like, man. Because, like, I remember, like, the dude Ryu, literally, they were fighting the 10 Patch tribe. He died to the guys, like, damn, man, the man died? Like, what the hell? And then after his death, they're like, oh, we'll just bring him back. Because they learned this move to bring him back, and like so many people can do it. It was this one chick, the Iron Maiden can bring people back because she brought Ren back. When Ren died, he got brought back.
Yeah.
Then they had Faust was able to learn the move to bring people back. So and then this other chick from another group. It was three people can bring people back.
Well,
I was like, dude, come on, man.
That's like part of it. I know that's one. I guess that's like. Our main complaint too about this is the amount of characters.
Yeah, another amount of characters.
And like as I think about it, I understand this is supposed to be a vast world, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is supposed to be the planet, and the Shaman King fight is taking across everywhere, every race.
Yeah, they go to America, they go to in Tokyo, but they're just it's involving everyone from all over the world.
It's all cultures. Which kudos to the creator for even back in like 1998 to 2004 being like, yo, I'm gonna make this a very diverse manga. But on that note, it's too many fucking characters. It's just it's too many. We were counting off the amount of like most mangas. The main character gets a posse.
Yeah, group of people.
A group of people to fight with him to be his main. Shit, I'm thinking of a counter argument to myself. Because we was talking about Dragon Ball Z, it made me think, well, Dragon Ball Z have a bunch of characters.
Or Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yu Yu Hakusho, they don't. Yeah, they're the main posse.
It's like you talking about like the main group was like what? Five. Yusuke, Hiei, Kurama, and
It's a red hair.
The red hair guy. Oh my gosh, I forgot his name, but yes.
And then the witch lady, Boma. It's not Boma.
Botan.
It starts with a B.
It starts with a B.
Yeah, so that was my
comparison. Korobara's the name. Korobara.
Because there's 5 people there, right? And in Shaman King, it's like 10 people for the main squad and of the people that you're supposed to like significantly care about. Even though at the end the main like the chosen heroes is like Ren,
Horo, Ren, Horo, Choco Love, Linsurg, Ryu. Did I say yo? It's like 6 people.
It's like 6 people for the main squad, but like while you're reading it, it's not 6 people.
They're introducing so many new people.
They keep getting introduced, and you start the effect that it had on me was like, I do not care about you.
Yeah, or they just so many people are coming in and going, and like they're not giving enough time to people to develop, and you're just not caring for who they're introducing. Like, okay, whatever. And then once death got out the way, I'm like, okay, do I care if you die? You can just be revived, dude. Whatever.
I guess it kind of broke. It broke the end world mechanics because it made you not care about the character as significantly as before. You know, how
Yeah.
it. Do you feel like the art style held up?
Oh yeah, the art style was like,
Because that's
it was
something
really
I still want to. It's like A+. I still really enjoy the
1 to 300. Yeah.
designs. I like how everyone looked. I like how the spirits are in this, and like the art style I really enjoy. I didn't realize how corny it was back then for them to take their spirit and like
And just stuff
put it into their weapon.
it was I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to pronounce it, but yeah, they just put it in and then like, yo, this is it.
It was
Oversoul.
And the first time he does it with his samurai spirit,
Emimaru.
it's like this giant mouth on top of his.
Yeah, he's just biting it. I'm like, okay, and it's like the Oversoul is like the thing of it,
And like, it's overall, I was kind of disappointed reading it again. I kind of wish that we just kind of let this, like they say some things are like they're nostalgia and they're supposed to chill in the past and like because you build a certain image of it from when you was from that age. I kind of wish this could stay in that age and that image of like how I remembered it compared to how I'm reading it now. Because now I'm going back and I'm reading it with more knowledge. I've read way more mangas. I have read more stories. I'm more critical now.
Yeah, you're looking for the nuances. You're not looking for underlying meanings back then. You're just like, wow, cool heroes are fighting and people are getting beat up and man, the artwork looks cool. Nowadays you're like, man, why is this guy doing this? What's the underlying meaning for him to do that? Like, okay, so that like you can see something was stupid. Like, yeah, that plot was stupid, dude. I ain't like that.
And then it kind of drags on.
Yeah.
Like it's about 330 chapters.
No, just 300 exact 300 chapters. Yeah.
And it's 300. It's 300 chapters. Is 33 volumes. I kind of feel like they could have done everything in like 20 volumes.
Yeah, I do feel like that tournament was going way too long, and at the point, like people were just like
introducing
dropping
people.
out.
It's just like what the. Like I get it. We know who will be the main two fights. How do you feel? This is one of the first ones that we have read like everything all the way through. Well, we read Slam Dunk all the way through.
But this is like a big one that's like 300 chapters. Yeah, this is a long one.
How do you feel it ended? Do you feel like from what it presented in the very beginning to be the overall story is like Yo is supposed to become Shaman King, so he can have a laid, chilled life. And then we get to the ending and we see what happens. Yo does not become a Shaman King. But he still gets like a chill, laid back life.
He pretty much is like trying to correct the mistakes of the humans and letting his older brother look over him.
How are you content? Were you content with the story that he built?
Yeah, I mean, in the beginning he said besides being Shaman King was just I think an added on bonus to having a normal life, chill life. But he also did it too for Anna, his fiance, because she was going through her stuff. She's like, "Yo, when I be Shaman King, I'll help you." So, but in the end, he still gets his wife. He gets the laid back life he has, and his hair's all, like you say, his hair's all grown out at the end. You see him pretty much.
He's chill.
He's chill, man.
He looks like he's chilling.
He has a kid. So, yeah, he's doing his own thing. So, in the end, for Yo's arc story, he ended up doing what he said he was going to do.
And do you think that was, the main... I know that's what he, sets out to be the first, understanding of, what the objective of the show is. But do you think it's really about that? Or do you think it's more, this normal shonen type of stuff about friendship and, the power of, the power of friendship?
They didn't even know power of friendship. They couldn't even beat the final dude. They're like, yeah, we can't beat this guy.
Well, they pleaded with him. By
they did.
We're gonna be your home. It's like
Shonen
he was like, y'all can chill here. Y'all are okay. I'm not gonna wipe y'all out.
Yeah, that's true. He did say that. You can stay here and I'll wipe everyone else. I'm like, no, man, we can't do that.
Else can die. I'm cool with y'all. Y'all have proven yourself to be people who have cared about the spirit.
Then yeah, it has all the shonen friendship type stuff, but other than that, yeah,
created.
Yeah.
If you ask me now, if you asked me before we sat down to read this, should you go back and reread Shaman King if you have never read it, and you have only watched the show? Would you tell someone to go and read Shaman King, or just chill with the show in your mind?
If you love it and nostalgic of how you thought it was, sorry about that.
No, you're good.
It's really a personal preference. If you want to go back and see how it originally started, yeah. But if you like it the way it is, there's no need.
You said earlier, the anime ends differently than the show, so there is this whole other ending. I don't know. I don't think you should. You know what? No, I take that back. Go and read this shit. Go and see it, because it's not bad. I won't put that on this.
No, Shaman King is terrible. It has its ups and downs. It's like a roller coaster. It's just.
If I had to give it a grade, I'll say it's like a B-. I don't hate it. I don't love it. It's okay.
There's a lot of good points.
There's some good parts, some good fights. There's good moments. There's things I super enjoy about it. Like there's aspects about it that I feel like is super original. And
we feel like the middle was a little just too cloggy.
It drags on, and it's moments like that, and that happens in manga that you have to always take into account. I guess is that these creators are releasing this every week. It's like it's a weekly shonen in Jump, and so that means they have to have content every week, and so some chapters are just to hit that quota of being out. It's not really there to push the plot. Like, imagine if you could take something, condense it, and be like, you get to release these volumes each month. You probably could make a more solid story. I'm saying that, but I also do like the whole weekly.
Yeah.
Because I read comics too, and sometimes I feel like the characters don't get as much time to be built, because a lot more comics in the US are released monthly. And so you don't get this, like, some of those like lackluster chapters help you connect with the characters more, because you start getting this bond with them. But I just feel like with this, that didn't happen, which is sad. I'm not, but it's like I said, will I go back and reread Shaman King again? No.
Yeah, after this, no, I don't think I'm going back. I did it once. I'm good.
Will I like add Shaman King to my collection of mangas that I own? Probably not.
Yeah.
Is it something worth reading? Yes.
It's one of those things you got, like you something you watched before you even knew what anime and manga was. You just watched it like, yo, this looks cool. Just like, it's a cool cartoon. I didn't understand the difference between like Japanese animation and American animation. I was just like, this shit is cool. It feels different from like Scooby-Doo and all this other stuff. Powerpuff Girls and stuff, or
it feels
Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Like,
yeah,
I'm into this. Like, let's show me more. It's just, I don't know if there needs to be any more.
Closing, it's pretty much it's up to you. But yeah, if you're like a big Shaman King fan growing up, go ahead. If you're content with what you saw in the anime, you don't have to.
Yeah, I think we both agree with that. But this was another episode of From the Blue Room. We're going to try to get these out a lot more frequently. But I'm one of your hosts, Sean.
This is your co-host, Jamal.
Make sure to like and subscribe. Or is it subscribing on iTunes? Or is it just like following?
Not sure.
Make sure to like. We really appreciate likes if y'all give that to us.
Likes and comments. Tell us how we're doing.
Or if not, don't like. It doesn't matter either.
Do what you want.
Doing this, we like talking about mangas.
Yeah.
But we would really appreciate it. But don't feel forced to do that shit. But thank y'all. We'll be getting back to you next week. Bye.